Tennis for kids! Hey parents, it's Buff Mixed Sports here. Do you want your kid to be active and healthy? If you answered yes, have we got a club for you? Your child will learn teamwork skills and how much fun sports are. You definitely don't want your kid to become like this. Join Tennis for Kids today. Tennis for kids! When I was in middle school, there weren't any truly optional classes. Everyone had to take art and gym and music and computer and Spanish, and actually that was all they offered. What my school did have was a few after-school clubs. They had some of the normal ones like STEM and Taekwondo, chess, choir, but they had one club that was just so... I don't even know how to do it justice. I was in this club for a year, and wow, I learned nothing. I don't know what it was that made this club weird. Maybe it was the fact that we stood around in lines all the time. Maybe it was the fact that everyone grades 1st through 8th could and did join. Maybe it was the fact that there were over 30 kids and only 2 instructors. I don't know what it was, but allow me to tell you about my time in tennis club. When I joined tennis club, I was, and I still am, terrible at tennis. I'm not great at most sports, except dodgeball, which is my passion, but tennis, it's just sad. Doing tennis club did help though. I can hit the ball now. Just don't expect me to keep the ball inside the tennis court. I said earlier that all we did was stand around in lines most of the time. Since we just had 2 instructors and 20 kids that were ages 10 and under, older kids didn't really get taught very much. The instructors liked to teach one-on-one, and if you didn't get it right away, they'd work with you until you did. So, there was a lot of waiting. All the information that I retained from tennis club was how to hit the ball, in a way that made it go into the woods behind my friend's neighborhood tennis court. Sorry about that. Lucky for me, I joined the tennis club along with some friends, so I wasn't waiting alone. My friends' names were Lily and Stella. The 3 of us would stand in line together, and we'd talk about the most random things. One day, we were sitting along the gym wall and talking. Now, I've always been a history buff, so my family and I had been watching a TV show at the time that was about time travel and history stuff, and the episode that had aired this particular week was about a serial killer. So, I figured I'd tell my friends about what I'd learned. Yeah, 6th grade Joy was... oof. But Stella was really interested in that kind of thing, so... yeah, 6th grade us were... oof. So as I was about to tell her about the episode and the weird serial killer facts that I'd learned, Stella jokingly said, "Tell me a story, Grandma!" And that very moment was the beginning of my realization that friends were basically members of my family. From that point onward, I took the role of the grandma in my friend group. Why the grandma? Well, let's compare. Grandmas. They tell a lot of stories. Me. I tell a lot of stories. Grandma has her chair wherever she goes. Me. Has my chair wherever I go. Grandmas say I love you to close family and friends. Me says I love you to close family and friends. Grandmas will look after stuff that belongs to friends. They bring playing cards literally everywhere, and they're willing to give you food whenever you want food. As you can see, the results are shockingly similar. Of course, Stella and the rest of my friends had to have names too, because we were 6th graders. Stella became Betsy, and Lily became Patsy. Bree became Sparky, and Sparks became Bree. No, Sparks became Auntie Emmy. As the year went on, more and more family members were added, such as Uncle Juan, Aunt Juanita, Matsy, and Annie. Like, a year later, we invited a friend who had moved to be a part of our little family, and she said, "Yeah, sure, I'll be the daughter that left, because she didn't want to be a part of the family." So, Okay, be like that. Speaking of passive aggression, near the end of the year, the instructors said that we'd have a ceremony to show off to our parents what we learned, and it was rumored that there would be awards. So I jokingly said, I'll probably get the participation award. Little did I know that some punk child heard what I said. On the day of the ceremony, I was called up, like every other kid, to show what I could do. It wasn't much, by the way. I'm pretty sure I missed the ball a couple of times. But I still got handed a plastic bag with a pamphlet, a wristband, and a participation medal. So I did get the participation award. But the thing is, so did everybody else. There were no higher awards. It was just participation. At the end of the ceremony, I was sitting with my friends up against the wall, when some 4th grade girl walks up to me. Looks like you did get the participation award. Who even are you? And then she left. Like, okay, sis. Everyone got the participation award. Chill, girl. Why are you so aggressive? I don't understand. I mean, was she trying to assert dominance? Like, honey. Child. Infant. I am a 6th grader. You are a 4th grader. I am older than you by at least 23 years. You come to me on the day of my granddaughter's tennis club graduation, and you disrespect me.